Hey guys, Jess with Peekaboo Wreath. We are back to work on our bow today for our gorgeous Gnome Christmas traditional. How cute those are. We have this white sparkle we're gonna be using. We have this really pretty one. It's red and green with a little gold. This 1.5, this is 5/8 inch it's called. 2.5 inch. We have a little bit of that, and we have this gorgeous 4 inch, I believe. Oh, so pretty. It just says Christmas plaid. That is a luxury ribbon. I said in my last video that we are pulling out the stops. Guys, I mean, I don't know, but I'm not saving my favorite things. I'm just using them. Because, I mean, what am I going to save them till next Christmas and then not use them again? No, we're not doing that. So, we're just going to do like a 10-inch tail. Yeah, seriously, because it's like, it's kind of like, this ribbon is fancy. It is originally, I bought this off of another wreath maker. Guys, this roll of ribbon was $45 brand new. $45, not $45, $45. All right, so we're pulling out the stops here, guys. All right, we got a 5-inch. I'm gonna make that a little bit bigger. Let's see, about a 6-inch loop on each side. But I mean, seriously, like, you buy things, it's like, you know, when you have fancy shoes, you buy them and then, you know, you wanted them for a long time, you finally buy them and then you like let them sit in your closet. It's like, come on guys, wear the shoes, you know, use the wreath supplies. It's okay. You know, you bought it so you could use it. You didn't buy it so it could sit, right? It is beautiful. You want to use it wisely, but you know what I'm saying, guys? You guys know what I'm saying. But yeah. Eat the cake, use the ribbon. Wear the shoes. That's what we're going with. All right. So we are making 6-inch loops. We are making 10-inch tails. And then we're gonna go up about a 1/2 inch in measurements from each one. We are making, I'm trying to decide. I have the other one, the other red and green Gnome wreath I just finished this morning. It is listed over my Etsy shop, and that one has a bow on the bottom. I'm trying to decide if I want to do this bow on the top so that I can have like a bow on the bottom and a bow on the top. What do you guys think? Don't know, but I do know that this wreath is going to be another good one. It's going to have the gems that I bought, that I also am hesitant about using, because let's do it, guys. Come on. We don't need to be scared to use our good supplies. Come on, that's silly. It's one of those things where like you say it out loud and you're like, yeah, that is kind of ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You know, what are you waiting for, right? All right, so we're pulling it up about a 1/2 inch. This ribbon's really pretty. It has, it looks like a frayed edge and it's got tinsel on it. So pretty. I like that. It's just like an extra pretty detail. Kind of spreading out our layers here. Even though it is the same on both sides, we're going to just, if you need this one, it's from Hobby Lobby, $25. Kind of helps to look, you know, when you're looking at the aisle of Christmas ribbon, you can look for that number. All right, I'm just gonna make these loops a little bigger because I do have just a smidge more of this ribbon. Okay, we're gonna dovetail that tail, or that, dovetail that tail. Dovetail that ribbon, come on guys. We can do this. Words are hard sometimes, but we got this. All right, so here we go. Okay, now we're gonna come in with 2. I think we're gonna do this one. Yes, we're gonna do the Gnomies. And we have to remember that this one is a directional ribbon. You see how they're only going one way? So you have to make sure that you cut off a tail to put in there. So what I do is I measure, I see how long it is, I cut it, and then I'm gonna, because you see how it goes one way? If you made your bow, one tail would be facing down like that. And that is, sometimes you can't really tell, you know, but that is That's an obvious one right there. So we're gonna throw this one over here. Okay, it's a little long. Cut it just a smidge. You wanna have enough in there so that it's not gonna pull out, but at the same time you don't wanna cover up the other tails. So just pull it in a little bit. Okay. And then we're gonna start over here. How are we doing it? Usually we have a tail here, and then we go like this. So we're gonna go here. Okay, see, it's a little uncomfortable. Things are different. It's okay. All right. So then this loop would be, if we're following the inches, this would be 6 inches, 5.5, and then this one would be 5. Okay, I kind of just do it. I'm used to making so many bows that I kind of can just do it by feel to know like how long it is pretty much. I've made a bow or two. I'm pretty excited. In my Etsy shop, I'm definitely not trying to brag, but I'm nearing 575 sales. So that's very exciting because a lot of wreath makers, they sell like signs or wreath supplies. I don't really sell much wreath supplies at all. I sell a little bit of ribbon that's like off of like 50-yard rolls if you want to buy 5 yards of a ribbon or something like that. But I don't really sell much ribbon. I have to move that tail to the other side. So that means that most of those sales are wreaths, and that's exciting to me. It's kind of crazy to think to sell like almost 600 wreaths. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Just like that little meme says, like every time you support a small business, you know, an actual person does a happy dance, and that is where we're at. All right, we're gonna pull that out. We're gonna put it on this side because I couldn't remember which side I was gonna end on. So we're just gonna pull it out and we're gonna put it over here on top. No big deal. There we go. Okay. So now we're gonna come in with our white, because you know what, the white in the beard, and then there's white a little bit in here, and then one of the mesh that I used had a metallic white in it too, so I think this is really pretty and it helps bring that out. And it's just it's whimsical, right? The Gnomies are whimsical little guys. It's so funny. I always like second guess how I say that now because I had somebody on one of my YouTube reels make a snark. I don't know. I guess anytime you put yourself out there, you know, whether it's a post or a video or anything like that, you know, you're kind of inviting other people's opinions, right? It's just how it goes with social media, unfortunately. Everybody's got opinions. I did not cut myself, thank you, Jesus. I almost have. Everybody's got opinions. Seems like, you know, on the internet, people are more free with their crabby opinions because, you know, you're not face to face, I guess. It's not how I am necessarily, but some people are, it seems. But anyways, yes, I had a lady post on there and she's like, and she actually took her comment down like right after I saw it, so I knew that she felt like a little bad, but I still saw it first. And she's like, you know that the E is not pronounced at the end of Gnome? And I'm like, yeah, I know, thank you. But before I could even respond, she took it down. I was like, okay. Well, at least you felt bad about that. I don't know. Maybe she's having a bad day or something. I don't know. But either way, it's okay. It's not the meanest thing somebody could have said. Right? Anyways, we're not going to focus on that. But, I mean, anytime, you guys know how it is. Anytime you make a post, you're inviting people's opinions. So, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the helpful. The helpful. We're going with the helpful. Ooh, guys, all done. We're all done with that roll. Woohoo! It's a 50-yard roll of ribbon. How about that? You know, it's a good one if I use every single piece, right? So, I don't even know if they sell that at Costco and Sam's anymore, but if they do, I'd be open to buying another one. All right, so we don't have a tail for that side, so we're probably going to cut the tail off of that side just so that we can all be nice and even here. All right, so that's a little short, so let me pull these other loops in a little bit. can all be nice and even around here. We're just adjusting a little bit. Okay, so I'm just pulling accordingly so that we can have enough to stick in our pipe cleaner. And I will cut that tail off up here. Make sure that you don't cut any of the other ribbon underneath it. That's totally okay. Go with the flow. There we go. See? And now we're going to be putting that little 5/8 inch, which is right here, which is so cute. I love it. This one is wired. You have to be aware. Some of the ones at Hobby Lobby are not wired. So just make sure you're reading your labels. I would not recommend pulling them out. Some people, you see some of the ribbon at the stores, and like people had like opened, kind of like moved the plastic and kind of, you know, got some out. I'm like, come on guys, you're making it all wrinkly and yucky. You know, I bought ribbon like that before when it was like on clearance, and like you can't really even use that because it's just, you know, so bent and stuff. But all right, so we're getting towards the top of this bow, and we are working our bow dabra. It's having a hard time holding all the goods in. We're trying to make sure our loops are all the same. This one is glittery and nice and wired and all the things. So there we go. I'm just gonna cut that. It's gonna start to try to get out on me. But yeah, look at this. This has what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kinds of ribbon in it. How about it? And then I'm gonna stick something right in the middle when I put this on my wreath. Let me put a pin in here while we're thinking about it. But yeah. So after this step, we just have to add our embellishments in. If you missed any of the steps before this, make sure you head to the playlist and catch up. And let me know if you're working on your own. I know like some of you guys over on have been going over to Facebook and showing me what you're working on, and I love that. I love, you know, it's not a competition. There's room for everybody at the table, right? We don't need to be fighting, you know. Everyone can have the same exact supplies and, you know, make it look totally different. So that's one of the things I like about making wreaths is everybody puts their own spin on it, right? Everybody sees things differently. Everybody's inspired differently. I'm making this as tight as I can. You know, part of the fun. All right, so I got one long tail. That's the way I like it. I used to do it in the middle, so there'd be like 2 tails, but then they'd be like this short, and I would have a hard time getting them around my wreath. So we're gonna pull our tails. I always make sure that I put my thumb right here on the pipe cleaner so that when I'm pulling my tails down, I don't accidentally rip one of the tails out or like pull too hard and, you know, it makes one of the loops small or something like that. So here we go. And then this one. And then fluffing them open. You have to cut this one a little bit more. Make sure you don't cut your fingers and you don't cut any of the other ribbon. Be careful. I know this time of year when we're all making wreaths, and please be careful you don't cut yourself. I always remember that I have a wreath maker that I know of. I don't know her personally, but she cut her hand really bad with a rotary cutter while she was cutting mesh one time around this time. I think it was last year or the year before, and she like had to have surgery and physical therapy and everything. It was like very serious. So please be careful. I don't want anybody getting cut that is too long. There we go. All right, there we go. Oh, look how pretty. What do you guys think? Look at. I like it. You guys like that? Let me know. All right, I will talk to you next time. See you later. Bye.